Hey YouTube, Joshua the Window Cleaner here. Thank you so much for tuning in on another Friday night giveaway. I really appreciate you being here right now at this time to watch me just ramble on and talk about window cleaning and about my life. I know last week I talked a lot about some of the things going on in Alabama, and I haven't yet. I'm recording this actually Friday before, so let's see. So I'm a week ahead right now, so I haven't seen if y'all even liked it, so I'm not gonna continue to do that until I see what y'all thought about last week. So if you watched last week's show, tell me what you think, tell me what you thought, whatever. Let me know if you want to hear more about Alabama or if you want to hear more about window cleaning. So tonight I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different, but it kind of involves both, I guess, how I grew up and then also window cleaning. So this will be able to help you a little bit tonight. So tonight's topics are about money, and then I'm going to get into that a little bit more. But before I do that, I want to talk about something. What to do, how to win. If you're new here, thank you, welcome. I really appreciate your time. There's some really cool tools we have on the show for you to win. And even if you don't answer the question right, some of the times the guys in here might already have the tool, and then they will give that tool away to somebody, especially if you're newer to the show. So just stick around, hang around. We have two prize wheels, one from Window Magic Supply, one from Window Cleaning Resource. So the way it works is if you win something from Window Magic Supply, then we ask that you just take a picture with all the gear that you won and send that to me so I could send it to them. And then if you win from Window Cleaning Resource or windowcleaner.com, then I ask that you would just go on there and leave a review. Go to windowcleaner.com and leave a review on the tools that you won after you've used them. And definitely come back here and tell everybody your experience with the tools you've won. Let everybody know if the tools are crap or if they're any good. So that's the whole point of this show, is to try to help people out with their business, give them ideas, and then also give them some tools to try out. So yeah, so that's how it works. And how to win, what'll happen is, and I'm going to do one in just a minute, so it's going to be a really good example in just a few seconds, or a few minutes maybe, we'll see. But what'll happen is the prize wheel will come up, and it'll say who the prize wheel, the tools are coming from, and then right below that, it'll be in white, it'll be a question. You just want to be the first, second, or third, or fourth, whichever one I decide. I change it up every week, one to answer that. So as soon as you see the question, you want to answer it as quick as possible. And if you were the third person for it, you never know. So it's different every week. Sometimes I choose the first person. It just depends. But anyway, so that's how you win. So you know what to do if you win, and you know how to win now. So just answer that question right above the spin wheel as quick as possible. That's the best advice I can give you on how to win. And there's two of them. Sometimes I do three of them. Sometimes I do a physical prize wheel, and I'll have a big wheel right here, and I'll spin it, and you choose colors and stuff, and whoever picks the right color, the first one who gets the right color first that it lands on will win. You know, we just do a lot of things here. It's a lot of fun here. We do it every single Friday night. So shout out to Window Magic Supply for giving us these tools. They helped us start it. And then Window Cleaning Resource came in and said that they wanted to help out too as well and give window cleaners tools. So I thought it was really cool. Anyway, so tonight's topics are about money, how to get it, where to find it, what to invest in, what to spend on yourself, how much to save, credit cards, and loans. That's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. And this is all my opinion and the things that I've learned on my journey. But before we do that, before we get into all those topics, let's go ahead and do the first prize wheel from Window Magic Supply. So again, right above the prize wheel, there's going to be a question in white. You want to answer that as quickly as possible, and then we'll say a winner. I'll decide which one is going to be right after this. So here we go. All right, congratulations, whoever you are out there. We're going to say the fourth person. I'll try to be fair. The fourth person that answered that correctly will win the String King. So this thing says it's a durable and multi-purpose tool. I have not tried this out, so I don't know if this is any good. But it says it's a screen removal, a remover, scraper, flathead screwdriver, and a bottle opener. Now, from just looking at this thing, I don't know if I would use it as a scraper. I you know, just take that with a grain of salt, I think, because I don't know if I would use that as a scraper. I don't know. That's just me, though. But I haven't taken it out, so I haven't got a good look at it or anything. Maybe you can get a better look at it whenever you open it. But congratulations, whoever you are. This is what you won. I will send that out to you, and then I will send the shipping details just as soon as I ship it out. So all the prizes have been shipped out. I know last week I was talking about, well, actually 2 weeks ago, I was talking about how my wife had COVID and we were waiting to ship out all the packages. We did ship out all the packages, so you probably already got your package. So yeah, so we're back on track with everything like that. We got all past the sickness, sanitize everything, you know, did everything that we know to do, and then send everybody their stuff out. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into the topics tonight, and the topics are about money. So it's going to be an interesting topic. So the first thing I want to get clear, and the first thing I want to talk about is, and this might be like a 45-minute show, by the way. So normally I will put it in the description how long the show is going to be so you can see it. And if you're watching this later on, you should be able to just kind of move your mouse and you can see how long this video is. So it's probably about 45 minutes if I just had to take a guess. But I want to start with what is money to me. This is all my opinion. So it's going to be different for everybody. It might be different for you. I'm just sharing my journey and my ideas with you and the way I think. So the way I think might not be right to you. It might not be right for you. That's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. Just do you. I hope by sharing this, it kind of sparks some ideas for you and helps you out. That's kind of my goal. It's not to lecture you and tell you this is what you're going to do. I don't claim to be a teacher, but I do think that you could learn to grow your business by what I'm telling you. So this is where I'll start. So what is money to me? I think that money is a special paper that can be used as a tool of survival. Okay? It's a tool that can be used for the good and for the bad. It can make a person more knowledgeable, and it can also make a person more stupid. It is a material, temporary item that will stay on this earth. So all of this stuff is temporary. You know, money is really what you make it. It's kind of like people say life is what you make it. I say money is what you make it. Like, because there's so many different ways that money can take control of you. and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So one big thing I do is I try to make sure I do my best to make money a slave to me and not myself a slave to money. Um, you know, I do my best not to stress about money as it comes and goes. I used to have a slogan, and it read, "Money talks, but all mine ever did was say goodbye." That was like one of my little slogans I made in art. I remember we had to do like a print, and I actually wrote that out. We had to come up with a quote. So, you know, it's you can't let money. You can't be a slave to money, and what I mean by that is that if that's all you're working for is the money, then you literally will always be working for the money, and you will be frustrated because there's never enough. Work for your family to provide for your family, maybe to have things, maybe you want to save, maybe you want to save for your kid. Have something that you're working for, but make money a slave to you. So make it work for you, make it be productive. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit here tonight. So the biggest thing that I realized was that no matter how much money you make, it will never be enough as long as you're chasing it. As long as you're chasing the money, you will never have enough. Once you get to $1 million, you'll have $1 million house, you'll have $100,000 car, all that stuff, and it'll never be enough. Now you gotta match that to pay for everything, and so on and so forth. So, I think that's the biggest thing that I realized was no matter how much money you make, it will never be enough as long as you're chasing it. So you have to set goals and be comfortable wherever you're at. If you're at completely broke, be comfortable. It's really hard to fathom that you got to be comfortable when you're broke, but I've been there. I've been completely slap broke, not had no family here, even in California. There was a time where I was flat broke, had no family. I cried at the food stamp office to get food stamps. I've been there, so I totally understand. But what I'm saying is that you don't want to chase it. You don't want that to be the only reason why you want to live. You got to have money. It's a tool, like I was talking about. But you have to make it a tool. You have to realize that, I got to figure out how to go get this tool. You know what I mean? You got to think about it more like that. So it is a tool, so figure out how to get the tool and use it to be productive, like you would with your best tool. I'd say money is probably your best tool because you use money to get your best tools. And so use it. Same way you use your tools. You go out with your squeegee, and if that's your best tool is your squeegee, you go out there and you master that squeegee. Same thing with your mopper, water fit pull, whatever you're doing. You master that. So you want to master the money and figure out how to get the money. What to use it for, and you got to be smart with it, and you just got to be able to manage it. And then once it starts rolling in, it starts rolling in. You just got to be really smart with it and make wise decisions. But that is how I envision money. I hope that gives you a better perspective before I get into the main topics, because my mindset is that money is temporary. God is all that matters in my life, and He will provide everything for me. And all I have to do is work and focus on providing for my family, and the money is just going to come. Now you have to find something to do. You can't just lay around and think that God's just going to throw money at you. It's not really how it works. You have to put in the labor and put in the work as well. Now He will feed you. It says that in Scripture that He will feed you. So He will feed you if you just lay there. Somebody's going to bring you food or something, unless I guess you just starve and die. But I watched a video the other day, and a guy was saying that we're all on our way to hell, and God gives us a lifeboat. And if we don't take that lifeboat, then that's our fault, But He can make you do it, but He won't. It's something that you're gonna have to get up on that lifeboat if you want to get on there. That's the best way I can describe it. But yeah. So I hope that gives you a better perspective, because my hope is in Christ. My hope is not in money. My hope is not that I'll make $1 trillion. If I make $1 trillion, great. I hope I help a lot of people along the way. I think that if, as much as I want to help people, it would be really hard for me to probably ever get to $1 trillion, because I'd probably just give it to people just to help them. But it just depends on what you're doing it for. You always got to have something you're doing it for. And for me, I'm doing it for God. So it's a different mindset on money. Money's just a tool. It's just an object. It's just there. It's something that I can get it. And then I can use it over here to do all this, and pay bills and things like that. So it's a tool. That's just the way I see it. It's just the best tool that I got. So yeah, now I'll get into the topics, because that was just kind of an introduction on what I believe money is. And so we got 7 topics tonight that we're going to talk about. Like I said, how to get it, where to find it, what to invest in, what to spend it on, or what to spend on yourself, how much to save, and credit cards and loans. That's the topics we're talking about. So the first topic tonight is how to get money. Well, there's several ways to get money. I'm sure you can think of at least a few. You got lemonade stands. There's a lot of different ways. I mean, there's people doing some nasty stuff for money. You know what I mean? Money is not always a good thing. But yeah, so how to get money, just the typical things is get a job, start a business, invest, sell stuff, start a garden. Believe it or not, that can make some pretty good money. Learn how to metal detect. You can go out there and find, gold rings and stuff like that. You can learn how to paint like Bob Ross. I think Bob Ross is free on YouTube. You can go on there and watch it, and I think you can get a kit from Amazon and everything. But there's many different ways that you can get money. The second topic is where to find money. So we'll talk about each one of those that I just talked about in the first topic. I'll drag that into the second topic. So where to find money and those things that I just listed out. Getting a job. You want to call different places, looking on Indeed, Craigslist, Facebook. Everybody is hiring right now, so you should not have trouble finding a job. Starting a business. There's all kinds of businesses out there that are super successful. You just got to find a niche business that you find interesting and start small and work it every single day. It is not something that's going to happen overnight. Very rarely do people start something and it just turns into money overnight. It's a very small percentage of people that happens to. So let's see. Do your research and be patient. So, find out what the market's looking for. If you can make custom masks right now, and everybody's having to wear masks, just give an example. Not saying everybody's wearing masks. Don't get upset. Just saying. But if that's it, it's like I was reading something the other day, and it said there was a guy that goes out and he was doing gold hunting, and this is a long time ago, and he said that the smartest guy in the whole process of all the miners that were looking for gold, all the people out there that was hunting for gold, moving to California and stuff that were drawn here for gold, the smartest person was the guy selling all the equipment for the mining equipment and all the pans and stuff like that. That's the smarter guy. He's making way more money than the people that are probably not going to find a huge gold treasure. The odds are not very strong that that's going to happen. But yeah, so the second topic, let's see, where to find money, getting a job. We talked about that. Do your research and be patient. Like I said, do your research, find out a niche that you could get into that you're interested in, and just be patient. Now going back to the gold story, if you were to go out every once a month or whatever, and you did that for like 5 years, you're eventually gonna find something cool. You know what I mean? Something worth value. And you start getting good at it. You start figuring out all the places to look and all that. So that's part of doing the research and being patient. You just gotta let time go by and do it. If you want to start a business. Let's talk about investing. Where to find money in investing. There's Coinbase, Robinhood, Crypto.com, so many others. I'm sure y'all could name off a ton of other cryptocurrency places. If you want to invest in cryptocurrencies, Robinhood app is probably what you want to use to invest in stocks. I don't know another one that's good like Robinhood, so that's what I use because I invest in a little bit in the stocks market. You can buy gold or silver and keep it in a safe. That's another way. You can go and buy, invest in gold. Gold is going up, and so in 20 years from now, gold is going to be way more than it is right now. A lot more scarce. Same with silver. That stuff holds its value. It's going to keep going up. So let's see, where to find money in selling stuff. You got Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, eBay, Amazon, Mercari. I'm sure you've seen that commercial. Yard sales. You can buy and sell things here and make quick cash. I actually did this to make quick money when I first moved here. It was cool. I would actually buy bicycles. I could buy bicycles for like 20-30 bucks. I would just clean them up and take better pictures than the person that sold it to me, and put them back on there for like 100 bucks, 120 bucks, and I would get it back every single time. And they sold quick. The bicycles, I could make quick money. I could buy one and then sell it, and then use that money to buy another one, sell it, and I was just keep making profit slowly. There's plenty of ways you can do that. And you can do that with anything. If you're interested in watches, or if you have a little bit of money, you're gonna have to have a little bit of money and invest when you start talking about that. But that's why we're talking about investment. But and yeah, so you can also buy and sell things on Amazon. A lot of people are doing that. Um, Yard sales, estate sales. You can get really good deals on stuff and sell it on eBay, things like that. You can definitely make money doing that, but it takes time and patience. Research and patience, regardless, because you want to see how much things are worth, and you got to be patient on selling things. But that's the biggest thing. The next thing that I want to talk about was where to find money in starting a garden. Seeds are really cheap. You can spend about $500 on an indoor grow system. I think a lot of people, they make them for like weed, like growing weed. So, you can use those. They work great. I actually have one in my garage, and it's full of vegetables. So, it's something good, and you can sell it. And I have cilantro and all that stuff, and I give it to the family and stuff. And I don't sell it, but it's a good idea. And you can sell the little plants too. Like, some people don't have a really good green thumb. They might want you to plant them some radishes, or something simple. Radishes grow really fast too, and you could sell the radishes in a marketplace. Sell them to friends and family. If you're low on cash, people will buy it. You got to buy tomatoes and stuff anyway, so you can grow stuff that's popular in your area, that's easy to grow, and you can sell that, and even sell it to people and say, hey, like, I can start you plants. Get good at it. Do your research. Be patient. You're gonna have to do that with seeds as well. But find out when your local fresh market is, and you can do stuff like that. Now that takes time, a lot of time. But once you get it going, you can do that. And I mean, you can start a cilantro garden and have like shelves of cilantro growing with lights, and you can go really far with that and make money. But I've seen people do it. I've seen it on YouTube. So you learn how to metal detect, like how to find or where to find money, and learn how to metal detect. Do your research, and you can go out and find gold rings, watches, jewelry, coins, and all kinds of treasures. I've actually been metal detecting pretty much my whole life, and you can find some really cool things. Like, you can find some awesome things. Like, you can find chunks of gold. You can make money off of it, but don't go out with that hobby. You gotta be careful, because what I've learned is you don't go out thinking it's everywhere, because it's not. You have to be patient. You have to go into it like, this is a relaxing time for me. I'm gonna come out here and just be one with nature for a little while. And maybe I'll find something great. But over time, if you do it for a long time and you be patient, do your research on where to go, and what you're looking for, find out what you're looking for, learn how to use the metal detector, stuff like that. You can find all kinds of stuff. You can go out on the beach early in the morning or late in the afternoon after everybody's been there, and go out there and find stuff all the time. So I've seen people find all kinds of crazy jewelry. You can look at all kinds of stuff on YouTube, people doing that. So you can paint like Bob Ross. If you don't know who Bob Ross is, you got to be younger than me because I'm 30 and I know who he is, and he was in the 80s. But anyways, you can go on YouTube and he teaches you how to paint like really good and real easy. You can get like a Bob Ross kit on Amazon for pretty cheap. But yeah, you could go and sell paintings from $75 to $1,000. I've seen people on eBay selling them left and right, like, inspired by Bob Ross, and there'd be all these really cool paintings. But people buy them all the time, and depending on how good you get with that, you could expand even more. But people buy cool paintings every day for thousands of dollars. I mean, every single day. So the next topic I want to talk about is what to invest in. Now, do your research. I'm going to continue to say that the whole time, because I'm not the smartest guy. I'm just a window cleaner. That's why I'm doing window cleaning. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and ideas that I have. Anyways, what to invest in. Do your research. Don't take my advice on this until you do your research, just like I just said. But I would say invest in God first. Invest in God. If you don't know what I mean by that, I mean that if you invest in God, it's the best investment you'll ever make in your whole life. In my opinion, this is me. In my opinion, that's the best investment you can make. Spend time with God. Pray about decisions before making it. Like, think about what would God want you to do here with this money. What would God want you to do here? Because when you invest that time with God, you spend time with God, it just helps you make better decisions. And that's why I always say, like, I give all glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for everything, because I would not be who I am today if it wasn't for Jesus Christ. I see it as He's the good in me is Jesus. The good in me is God. The bad in me is myself. It's me being myself. I'm a human being. I'm in the flesh. So when I'm doing something good for somebody, I'm helping somebody, I'm doing the show, I'm giving y'all information and all that stuff, all that's for the glory of God, because I know that He gets glory in me doing something good for somebody, because it's because of Him, and I give Him the glory for what I'm doing. I'm not saying that it's because of who I am, because of me. Everything's me, me, me. It's not about me. It's about what God did in my life that changed my perspective. Yes, of course, I'm doing it in the physical realm, in the body and all that, but in my heart, the only good is Christ, and everything else is bad. So when I'm in sin, or whenever I'm doing something bad, that's me. That's who I am. And then every time I'm doing something good, it's because of God, And so that's kind of my perspective on that, And so that's why I say invest in God. I think that's super important for you to invest in God. Investing in material things, if you want to get into that realm, I would say gold and silver would probably be the number one thing I would invest in. Be careful with the cryptocurrencies. I am in the cryptocurrencies a little bit, but once I made a profit, I pulled all the money I put in it. And so now all the money I have in cryptos is just the money I made in profit. So I never really lose anything. But I tell you what, they went from, just to give an example, from $2,000 to like $700. So it goes down, and then it'll probably jump back up. I've seen Bitcoin was at like $40,000, and then I've seen it where it's at $65,000. If you don't know what that means, do your research. I'm not going to sit here and explain cryptocurrency to you. That's just not. I'm not here to do that tonight. But yeah, so I would say gold and silver. Be careful with cryptocurrencies. Invest in stocks. Invest in stocks. It's a great idea. I invested in Facebook. Some of the metaverse stuff I invested in. Some of those companies that are jumping into the metaverse stuff. I'm investing in some of those. Not millions of dollars or anything. I don't have millions of dollars, but hundreds of dollars. I'll invest into it and just let it sit there. And over time, it starts to grow. And as long as you don't pull that money out, it's kind of the tax write-off you putting money in there. So just keep putting money in there. It's like a savings account that can grow. Or you could lose, so be careful. Know what's going on out there before you invest in stocks. Do your research. I keep saying that. But yeah, so after you invest in stocks, I'd say invest in your employees. Invest in your employees. See what they got going on. Give them bonuses. Let them go to Disneyland, things like that. Just invest in them. Invest in training courses for them. Spend money on that. Invest in your friends and your family as well. If you see that they're doing businesses on the side and stuff like that, invest in them. That's a good idea. And I would say invest in your retirement last. Some people say invest in your retirement first, but I say because you're not guaranteed tomorrow, you need to invest in all of this stuff first. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying don't save, and I'm going to get into that in a minute, but I'm just saying don't invest too much into retirement, because you might not make it to retirement. You don't ever know. And all those things, in my opinion, come first. God comes first, but if all the material things, gold, silver, cryptos are so up and down, I'd probably stay away from it if I didn't have no money. Invest in stocks. That's something you can throw $5 in every week. That's not something very big. Invest in employees. Give them $100 here and there. Just say thank you for your hard work. That's the tax write-off. Do it. You have to pay taxes eventually, anyways. Invest in your family and your friends. They did starting their own business and doing all that. Support them. That's super important because they're going to support you too, especially if you start your own business. And then in your retirement last, 401k last. Get you a plan for sure. But I wouldn't focus that on your priority. That's just my opinion. All right, so the next topic we're going to talk about is what to spend on yourself. You definitely want to have a hobby. I believe that's healthy, but don't overdo it. I put 5% to the side and save, and then I plan a trip and spend the money then. And if you want something, think about it for a few days, unless it's something that you really need. Then it's not really something you want. You got to determine whether it's something you want or whether it's something you need. Uh, let's see. Always ask yourself, do you need it or do you want it? And always remember everything else you have to pay for first. Don't be selfish with money. That will make you greedy. In my opinion, you know, give if you're able, and if someone is in need, put others first. But don't set back everything you worked hard for, you know, to try to just give it away. Unless God put that on your heart, and don't listen to me. I'm just a human, but I'm just saying that's not really a smart move, because then what, just think be smart. Be smart and know what you can and know what you can't do. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Can't help them, you can't help them. You got stuff that you got to pay for, so be responsible with your money. Don't just give it all away. I've been there. I gave all my money away plenty of times and been broke and paid for it. But yeah, so the next topic I want to talk about is how much to save. So save as much as you can when you can. If you're making money, pay things off and put it in the savings. Don't let your checking account get too much. If you have more in your checking, you'll spend more, and you'll have some ridiculous goal. Okay, have some ridiculous goal like $1 million in savings. Just keep putting that money in there and act like you don't have it. Act like it's not your money. It's savings money, and it's like a happy bill that you pay back, or that will pay you back. Okay, if you do need it, make sure you definitely need it, but get it if you need it. You can start small at like $20 a week and just keep your focus on getting more to the savings. Think about it like a person. Like, this is something that even if you put a name on it, you can put your kid's name on it or something, like, hey, this is so-and-so's money. It's not my money. That way you don't think you have it, because if you don't think you have it, you're going to get into survival mode more often, and you'll make more money, and you'll be able to save more too. But yeah, you can save start small, like $20 a week, and just keep your focus on getting more to the savings, and it will happen over time. But save as much as you can. If you can save money, save money. Even if you have to take it out later because you need it, that's why you save it, so that you can take it out when you need it. Topic 6, credit cards. Get a credit card. Get one that has cash rewards like 1% or 3% cash backs. Don't spend it on the card unless you have it to pay off right then. So if you don't have it in the bank account to go ahead and pay that credit card off, then don't do it. You don't want to do it. So don't spend it on the card unless you have it to pay off right then. Credit card is not a loan. So don't get a credit card thinking, oh, well, if I can get I got a $7,000 limit. Let me just use $7,000 of that to buy this. Don't do that. That's not what a credit card's for. That's what a loan is for. And you just got to make sure you know how to pay that back. We'll talk about loans in a second too. But you want to pay it off every single month in full, or you're going to have to pay a bunch in interest. That's the only way to get around that. And you can make money off a credit card if you do it this way. You're already spending thousands of dollars a month, if you're like me, you are. And you could just use it on a credit card and pay the credit card off every month. But don't go too much. You know how much money you got. Don't spend it on the credit card unless you have it there, and you can pay it off right then. Don't do it. If you don't have it, don't buy it. Pay it off every month. And after a year, get another one, and then the same thing until you have a few cards, till you got like 5 or 6 cards that are paying you money. And then you have all this credit, and your credit's going to go up, and you're not maxing your credit cards out every month, and you're paying them off every month. It looks really good. And then you're getting that cash back rewards. I think right now I'm sitting on like $800-900 worth of cash back rewards on my credit cards. And then I'll just use that to pay the bill off one time, and then have that much more money for the business to do something else, like give it to my employees, invest in something, So just be smart with that. You can make money with your money, for sure. Now I'm going to go ahead and slide in that WCR spin wheel, and then we got one more topic tonight, and then I'm going to go ahead and close out. So here we go on Window Cleaner Resources spin wheel. So make sure to read that question and answer as quick as you can. Here we go. right, congratulations, whoever you are out there. You have won the Diamond Magic Hard Water Removal, and I've tried this. It works fantastic. So I'm also going to throw in a squeegee light towel for you. And I'm also going to throw in a walnut scrub pad for you. So you can try those out as well. Just let us know what you think. And then after you're done using them, go to windowcleaner.com and write the review. You know what to do. So yeah, congratulations, whoever you are. This stuff works great. I can't wait to send it out to you. And you can tell us what you think. So we'll go ahead and say we'll do the first person on that one. The first person to answer that question correctly, this is what you win. So congratulations, whoever you are out there. So if you won on tonight's show, make sure to go right now and send me an email. JoshuaTheWindowCleaner@gmail.com. It's really easy. JoshuaTheWindowCleaner@gmail.com. Nothing special. Send me an email. Tell me what you won and your address. I will need that information so that I can get that shipped out to you. And as soon as I go and box it up and get it ready and ship it out to you, I'll send you an email and say, hey, this is your shipping information. And then you'll get that, and then you just Venmo me or PayPal me back for shipping. That's all I ask for, is for you to pay for shipping. But you get free tools. Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump back into the topics. We're on topic number 7, and that is loans. So loans are good if you truly need one and know how you're going to pay it back. This can help your credit, but only if you drag it out at least 6 months. So if you get a loan, say you get a loan for $1,500, and then you're like, well, I just want to build my credit, I'll just go ahead and pay it off now. That's not going to build your credit. You're not doing anything. So at least drag it out about 6 months. Do $1,500, make 6 payments, and then pay it off. That will help your credit a lot. So be careful. Watch for high interest rates each time you apply. It is a hard inquiry on your credit. So do your research. Ask questions before applying. Before you apply for credit cards, before you apply for loans or anything, read all that fine print before you sign the line, and make sure that that's the credit card that you want. You don't want to have to keep trying to get a different one. Let's see. Each time you apply, it's a hard inquiry on your credit. Yep, it is. And it takes 2 years for it to come off, and it'll be there. And that'll make it where sometimes you can't get a business loan, or you can't get a car or something like that. It can be a good thing and a bad thing. Remember that you will have a new payment. So don't forget that you will have a new payment. And ask yourself, could you save up and save on interest? Because you're dedicating yourself to that payment. 100%. At that point, you're dedicating yourself to a payment. So could you just go ahead and save $1,100 a month instead and make it work later on down the road? Do you really need that money? Do you know where it's going to go? Do you know how you're going to pay it back with the money you just made? Be thinking about all that. Don't expect to use the money from the loan to pay the payments. That was a big mistake that I made before I moved here. I thought, well, if I get this loan here, I can use it, and I'll just drag it out for 6 months and pay it off. No, because you use it, you spend it. You end up spending it, so don't do that. So just make sure that you use the money for what you say you're going to use it for, exactly what you're going to use it for. That's the best thing to do. And then have a plan for how you're going to get it back. Make sure that you're going to be able to get it back in the future. What does that look like? How quick you want to get it done? Sit down and think about all those different things. Make sure to pay the payments on time or early every single payment, because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble, because then your credit starts going down, and then it always shows that you have, if you miss one payment, you have made one payment, and you made all these payments, but you missed one, and then that one mark can mess you up in the future. So think about that. So if you won tonight, you know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and close out. That's all the topics I have tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. I really spent a lot of time writing all this stuff down, as I always do. But I hope that gives you an idea of my perspective on money, and I hope that helps you think about money maybe a little bit different. That way it doesn't rule you. The society nowadays really tells you that, cash is king, money's everything. Money's not everything, and all this self stuff. It's not good. You don't want to be like that. So just be careful. But yeah, you know what to do if you won. If you won from Window Magic Supply, go on there. After you won the tools, go on there and email me pictures of you using the tools, or you with all the tools after you got them. I've seen people, they stick stickers on them and stuff like that. And then if you win from Window Cleaning Resource, go on there and leave a review for them. You can send pictures too. I could probably send them to Jessica. She might be able to throw them up there for you. And then donations. I want to talk about that for a second. So some people have been sending donations. Thank you so much. So we should be having cash prizes very, very soon. So I'll have a way that you can win cash on here as well. So that way we can help each other out on that. So if you donate just a little bit of money, maybe you are the one that wins later on. So, and I might even make it like if you donated, you get put in the drawing to win the cash. That way, you know, if you put in $10 in, maybe you win 100, or maybe you win 150 or something. You put in $10 a week or something like that, and maybe you get it back. Maybe you get more than you put in. Maybe. I'm just gonna try to do that. That way, it helps you guys out, make some money. It also, some of the donations have gone to shipping boxes. That way, y'all shipping is not so much. Tape, things like that. The wrapping stuff that I wrap the tools up so they don't get damaged when I ship them out to you. And shipping's going up too. So saving on that. I'm buying boxes from Amazon, things like that. But that's what the donations are for. If you want to know more about that, just email me. I'll send you my Venmo or my PayPal. I got PayPal working now, so I can do it that way. But just thank you so much for everybody for being on here, listening to me ramble on 42 minutes now about just my experience and my thoughts on money. I rambled on about money for 42 minutes. But anyway, so every Friday, it says it at the bottom of the screen, every Friday night at 7 Pacific time, we do this giveaway night, and you will have another chance to win if you didn't win tonight. Hopefully we'll see you next Friday. Blessings to all your family, and thank you for being on here. I hope y'all have a great weekend, a great week, and we'll see you next week, next Friday, on another giveaway night. Peace out, everybody.